Hey, what's up? Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are, welcome to my channel. So, Nancy Pelosi has said something that's a little bit, in my opinion, kind of outrageous. We'll kind of jump into it, but it kind of goes into that whole living in a crystal palace and telling us peasants, that we're peasants, basically. Pelosi, this is from the Daily Caller. They're a pretty good news site. They're pretty middle of the road. They have low biases, but all in all, they're not too bad. So I use them a little bit. Pelosi blows off impeachment critics, says it's weak, dangerous to let election decide. We'll get into her tweet here in a little bit, but I do want to kind of get the Daily Caller's point of view. This is from Virginia Cruda. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi doubled down on impeachment Monday, telling her Democratic colleagues in a memo that it was weak and dangerous to back off and let the American people decide in 2020. Weak and dangerous, so we can't decide. I'll get into it, but I just want to finish this. We'll open up our tweet here in a second. The Dear Democratic Colleague letter. The weak response to these hearings has been, let the election decide. That's dangerous. You know what? Let's go to the tweet right away because we're going to go over that in the tweet anyways. So this is the tweet right here. Dear Democratic colleague, as we enter this pre-Thanksgiving week, we must extend the continuing resolution to keep government open and advance our legislative agenda to meet the needs of the American people. Not quite sure they're meeting the needs of the American people. I'm sure they believe that they are meeting the needs of the American people. Definitely they are advancing their legislative agenda. This whole hearing, even when they come out with these bombshells and Sunderman today with the quid pro quo, but he didn't really, there really wasn't a quid pro quo. It was deal with this corruption. When you said you're going to deal with this corruption, then we'll give you money. Was it perhaps maybe not morally correct? Yes. Why? Well, Trump was probably looking at it as, hey, man, these guys were trying to interfere in the election. They came at me. Here's my opportunity to come at them and say, hey, you need to get your corruption fixed. I wouldn't want the American people's taxpayer money to go to a country that's corrupt either. If it's corrupt, why are we giving money to them? That's our money. That's not the government's money. We give our money to the government in the hopes that the government will use it properly. But giving money to a country that's corrupt is not proper. Again, and it's not about the president. I can't reiterate that enough. Every time I go online, people are, Trump supporter. I don't care what president is in office. I support freedom of speech. I support equal application of the law. I support due process. I support things like that. It doesn't matter who is in office. When I see things that don't make sense, I call it out. I don't care what side of the aisle I'm on. I'm a registered Democrat, for crying out loud. You sure wouldn't know it by the way that I have to lambaste Democrats nowadays because they've just totally jumped off the ship. Anyways, we're going to jump down here to this part right here. The facts right here. The facts are uncontested that the president abused his power for his own personal political benefit and at the expense of our national security interests. Uncontested? What do you mean the facts are uncontested? The facts are nothing but contested. That's kind of what the Republicans in the hearing are saying, that this is BS. It doesn't make sense. It's based upon feelings. It's based upon third-party hearsay. It's based upon, well, I just felt bad that I got fired and it made me feel bad. Okay, well, let's not go down the road where hurting someone's feelings is illegal now. That would kind of suck. I know this is a hearing. It's not going to set precedents. But I'm just saying moral precedents. Yes, it will set moral precedents. Next line. The weak response to these hearings has been, let the election decide. That dangerous position only adds to the urgency of our action because the president is jeopardizing the integrity of the 2020 elections. No, you are jeopardizing the integrity of the 2020 elections. You are. Let the election decide. Yes, let the election decide. Let the people decide. If the American people think, hey, Trump you know, you did this, you did that, we don't want you, bam, he doesn't get elected, done. If he gets elected, he gets his ears. That's it. That's all there is to it. Let the American people decide. Yes. Why is it dangerous to let the American people decide unless, in your opinion, the American people are too stupid to decide the way you think the American people should choose? Which is what I think you're telling me. I mean, contextual analysis of this would tell me that that is what you are saying. You're saying let the election decide is dangerous and makes you say you have to be more urgent in your cause, more urgent in the impeachment, more urgent in attacking Trump for anything and everything, because heaven forbid should the American people get the opportunity to vote who our president is, which is kind of what we are based upon. This is ridiculous. And the president is jeopardizing the integrity of the 2020 election. No, you're doing just find a job of that yourself. I mean, this whole thing is just bizarre, and the timing of it is absolutely planned. There's no way that it wasn't. And a lot of the Democrats are saying, hey, you know, maybe we shouldn't go through with impeachment because it's a sham. Will they impeach? They very well could. They should have the votes. They should. Democrat majority, so they should have the votes. Will they vote for it? I don't know. I don't know. If they do, it would be purely symbolic. Absolutely symbolic, because the next House will shut it down. It won't pass. There's too many questions. And then why won't they let the whistleblower testify? If he has to testify and you want to protect his identity, they've had other people testify before Congress and the Senate, and they've worn a mask or a hood and a voice changer. It was, 1990 something or rather. I forget who it was. Something about the drug cartels, I think it was, or something. I don't remember. But there's ways to go around it. There's ways to get him to testify. But Schiff is just lying and just like gaveling down on really important questions. And then the Democrats are attacking the Republicans that are asking the smart questions like, okay, did you hear anything? Well, I heard from so-and-so who heard from so-and-so who overheard a conversation. Okay, but you didn't hear anything, so why are you the witness? You know, with how long have you been at your job? How long? Oh, you're good at your job, but what sustenance has any of these witnesses brought? It's all conjecture. I'm so tired from watching these dang things. That's my read on it. It's bizarre. I don't understand what we're doing, where we are going. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. I mean, it's a circus, and it's a circus designed to solidify a Democratic base so that way they become overzealot. It's basically taking the people who believe that Trump does everything wrong anyways, solidifying that opinion. Does Trump do everything wrong? No. Does he do everything right? No. Is he there? Yeah. As far as my view of him as a president, he's boorish, he's rash, he's rude, the economy's up, he does care about security of the United States, open borders doesn't really make sense, healthcare for all with open borders definitely doesn't make sense. If you believe in open borders, then what you need to do is put an ad in the papers describing where your address is and how to get there, and leave your door unlocked so that way any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come into your home. Put your money where your mouth is, or your well-being where your mouth is in this case. If you believe in open borders, then you believe in leaving your door unlocked and letting anybody come in at any time for any reason without any background checks or knowing who they are. If you go home and you lock your door because you care about your safety, and you lock your door because you don't know who's out there, who's walking the streets, then you also believe in closed borders. That's just the way it is. And healthcare for all with open borders, we can't afford to provide healthcare for the world. We can't do it. As much as we would love to, absolutely, sure, that would be great, but we can't do it. It can't be done. We would be a third world country so fast. Anyways, let me know what your views are. Let me know what you think. Do you think, nah, the Democrats have got it. They got him by the balls. He's against the wire. They're going to hang him by the toes and string him up tomorrow for bribery and impeachment and intimidating a witness and however many you want? Or do you think I'm right? Do you think it's a Democratic ploy to solidify a weakening Democratic base, which it does seem like the Democratic base is weakening. And I'm a registered Democrat. Bear that in mind. I am a registered Democrat. But the Democratic views have swung so far left. I don't know where they are anymore. And then with this whole thing, they're like a bunch of rabid dogs that just can't listen to reason. Your witnesses don't know anything. Your witnesses have given no sustenance, nothing to chew on to. And the news is every day, bombshell this, bombshell that. And I'm like, I watched it. What bombshell are they talking about? So then I'll watch their spin on it. And man, I'll tell you, even after having watched the entire hearings, and recording it and watching the entire hearings, when I watch the spin, I'm like, wow, that does sound like a bombshell when they spin it like that. They edit it. They edit certain parts out. They edit certain questions out. They only focus on one part of a sentence that fulfills their narrative. And that goes for both sides of the fence, conservative and liberal. And so get your point of views from different places. The reality is it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle most of the time. But you guys are smart. You guys are awesome. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys on the next one.